Quick fight preview. Raphael Zumbano Love versus Anthony Joshua, taking place this weekend on Eddie Hearn's Birmingham card. My prediction is this is a fight Anthony Joshua may not look spectacular in. This Zumbano Love, I mean, he's poor, don't get me wrong, he's very poor. But whilst he's poor offensively, he's tough. You know, this is a guy who recently went 12 with Shannon Briggs. He went 10 with Charles Martin. Now, whether you like Charles Martin, whether you like Shannon Briggs, please agree with me that both of those guys can punch a little bit. I mean, we saw, for example, Charles Martin destroy Tom Dallas in one round. Yet Zumbano Love went 10 with Charles Martin. So this is a guy who can hang around a bit. He's got some defensive awareness. He's got some chin and durability. What I would say is he's just very offensively limited and very raw. And I don't see him necessarily causing Joshua problems. I find it almost impossible to believe that Zumbano Love will even win a round against Joshua. What I am saying is he's got the will to stay in there for a few rounds and potentially, with any sort of defensive capability, could expose certain cracks in Joshua. You know, I mean, we saw Joshua referring to Jason Gavern last time out as a slippery, defensive, crafty fighter. If he found trouble with Jason Gavern, he might find real trouble in May with Zumbano Love and Kevin Johnson. Because I see Kevin Johnson and Zumbano Love frustrating Joshua. They're not going to be the stationary, hittable targets he's used to. And I think they'll take him a few rounds. Wouldn't surprise me at all if this Zumbano Love took him further than any other fight he's been in. I'm not surprised at all if Love is still there around 5, round 6. I think he could ask a few questions. Now, I'm one of these guys, I'm not totally sold on the Anthony Joshua power. Just because he's been fighting at a very low level, but not causing devastating KOs. You know, guys like Michael Sprott, who have been horribly knocked out before, sort of getting stopped on their feet. You know, Matt Skelton being stopped on his feet. For me, he's not looking like he punches as hard as, say, a David Price, or Joseph Parker, or Deontay Wilder, or David Hay. For me, he doesn't look like he carries that kind of power. If he goes out there and flattens the Zumbano Loves and the Kevin Johnsons of this world, I'll have to rethink that, because these guys are known for being exceptionally durable. So I am open-minded, and I am open to rethinking that. But for me, against defensively minded fighters with a lot of experience, there is the potential for Anthony Joshua still to look a bit raw and to get frustrated. And I'm interested to see how he reacts against a frustrating fighter like Kevin Johnson when he's taken a few rounds. So my prediction is Joshua wins this fight round 5 or round 6. He wins every round on the cards before stopping Zumbano Love on his feet. I predict the fight will expose 1 or 2 cracks with Anthony Joshua. And it will be very interesting to look back on, or look forward to the Kevin Johnson fight after this. Don't be surprised if that Kevin Johnson fight doesn't happen, by the way. If Joshua gets in a bit of a harder fight than is expected, has to go 6-7 rounds, looks slightly off colour against Zumbano Love, don't be surprised if that Kevin Johnson fight disappears. Let's not forget, Joshua was never scheduled to fight on this bill. They've only put him on because they needed a bit of star power after Frankie Gavin got pulled to fight in the pay-per-view card. So this Joshua fight, in my opinion, is a bit of an afterthought in order to keep that card live and to not have to scrap the entire card. It's a move that could backfire, because they won't want Joshua in with Kevin Johnson in, 3 weeks' time if he has a hard fight with Zumbano Love. And I'm not saying he'll have a hard fight in that I'm expecting Zumbano Love to smack him about a bit, because I don't. Zumbano Love's small and limited, but if Joshua has to go 6-7 rounds, and if he looks a bit fragile against this guy, don't be surprised if he gets pulled from the Kevin Johnson fight. Anyway, I'm keen to hear your thoughts. As I say, I'm going round 5, round 6 stoppage, something like that. I'm going Joshua winning every round but looking unspectacular and stopping Zumbano Love on his feet. I'll say it in advance, credit will come from me if Joshua flattens Zumbano Love in 2 or 3 rounds. He's small, he's not very good offensively, but the guy's durable. Let me know your thoughts. As always, keen to discuss.